All right, today we're going to talk about a pretty huge shift in how we pay for all the software and services we use. Seriously, this is a change that could redefine the whole game for developers and honestly shape the future of how software actually works. Let's jump in. So, let me ask you something, and I think we all know the answer to this one. Have you ever gotten super excited about a new tool, signed up for this subscription, used it maybe once or twice, and then just completely forgot about it? All while that monthly charge just keeps on coming. Yeah, that's the classic subscription trap, right? We're paying for the access to something, not for how much we actually use it. And it just feels wasteful, you know? Especially when our tools and projects are just sitting there collecting digital dust. But what if there's a better way? Well, there is. A new model is showing up and it is absolutely flipping the script. This is what we're talking about today, the pay-per-request revolution. Now, at the heart of all this is a technology called X402 integration. Don't worry, don't get hung up on the name. All you need to know is what it does. And what it does is create a system where you can pay for a service one single request at a time. It's kind of like a digital vending machine for APIs and data. And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. Over on the left, you've got the old way, those fixed subscriptions. You pay a flat fee whether you use it 1,000,000 times or 0 times. But on the right, that's the new way. It's simple, it's direct. You pay only for what you actually use. That's it. I mean, this quote from our source material really just says it all, doesn't it? Use it once, pay once. It's the whole idea in a nutshell. It's clean, it's straightforward, and it totally rethinks the entire way we exchange value online. So, why is this such a big deal, especially right now? Let's get into the real-world impact this is going to have, particularly for the folks who are building the next generation of software. This is the most obvious win, right? That feeling of frustration we talked about, gone. That wasted money on tools you're not using, it just disappears. But the benefits go way, way deeper than just that. First off, it's just more fair, plain and simple. The amount you pay is directly tied to the value you actually get. There's no guessing games. You get what you pay for, and you pay for what you get. That alignment is a massive step forward. Second, the flexibility here is unbelievable. Imagine you're a developer just trying things out, tinkering with a dozen different APIs for a new project. Under the old subscription model, that could get super expensive really fast. But with pay per request, you can experiment, run tiny tests, and switch things up without having to commit to all those big monthly fees. And finally, when you think about it, it's just a more logical way for this stuff to work. It's intuitive. It feels like this is how the system should have been designed all along. Kind of like how we pay for electricity or water at home. You only pay for what you consume. Now, here's where things get really forward-looking, because this idea connects to a much bigger trend, the rise of what's being called the agent economy. This payment model isn't just a convenience for us humans. It's the fundamental plumbing for the software of tomorrow. So, the agent economy is this vision of the future where autonomous software agents, you can think of them as smart, independent little programs, are out there handling complex tasks for us. But for these agents to really work, they need a way to access and pay for other services on their own, on the fly, without needing a human to pull out a credit card. So who are the big winners in this shift? Well, just as our source material points out, it's the builders, the developers, it's the autonomous agents themselves who can now operate independently. And really, it's anyone who just wants to experiment with APIs without breaking the bank. And let's be super clear about this. This isn't just some neat little feature. The source describes this as the kind of native pay-per-use system many of us have been waiting for. This is a foundational piece of the puzzle that unlocks so many new possibilities. And what's really cool is this isn't some far-off dream. It's happening right now. The source makes a point to say that this X4Z2 integration is actively being developed and evolved on Codatta.io. It's a living, breathing project. So let's just boil it all down for a second. We started with a problem we all know way too well, those frustrating and wasteful fixed subscriptions. And we've landed on a solution that is just so simple, fair, and incredibly powerful. You just pay per actual request. So I'll leave you with this to think about. If you could completely forget about the limits of subscriptions and monthly budgets, what kind of new ideas, what wild experiments, what incredible tools could you build if you only had to pay for exactly what you used? The possibilities, they are pretty darn exciting. Thanks for tuning in.